I have shared my screen, so I hope you people can able to see that now. And let me know if you guys are having any issues. So last class we have been discussing about various topics, and today actually we need to start with Enterprise Manager. But somehow I could not able to find time to correctly configure it. So let us postpone that Enterprise Manager for tomorrow. And today we will cover the other topics. The first one is flashback features, and the second one is upgrading the database to 10.204 version. So when coming to the flashback features, so these flashback features, or the name flashback, is going to represent that whatever happened in the past you can able to get to know from your database. So that is the main advantage of flashback. And these flashback features are totally categorized into 5 types. So the first one is called as flashback query. So here what is going to happen is, suppose you want to know how many rows are there in a table 2 days back or 3 days back. You can basically use this particular flashback query option. And here in the class notes, detailed example was given for you, how to proceed and how to verify older row count. Then the second category we have is flashback version query. So if at all you want to know what is the DML statement that is issued by a user in the past, you can able to know this flashback version query. And then you have flashback transaction query. That is one more thing we have. And then flashback table, and finally flashback database. Out of these 5, so whatever we saw, the first one is flashback query, second one is flashback version query, third one is flashback transaction query, and fourth one is flashback table, and the last one is flashback database. So out of these we are going to use only the last two. So the first 3, that is flashback query, then version query and transaction query, these 3 will be used by application people, or developers. So we don't require too much concentrate on them. So I'm just skipping those 3, and let us jump to the next one directly, that is flashback table. So what basically we are going to identify in flashback table is, our flashback table is going to act in 2 ways. One is you can able to know like what are all the what is the row count of a table in the previous time. For example, 1 week before, if you want to know what is the count of your table, you can basically able to know that. And the other way, flashback table is going to help you in order to recover the dropped tables. So we will see about that later. First, let us see about how to find out the row count in a previous time. So let us go and see that, and for this also the steps were clearly given there. So you need to just go and execute those steps. One thing that we need to keep in mind is, whenever you want to use any of the flashback features, then your undo retention time should be increased to very high value, because these flashback features are going to depend on this undo retention period. So normally undo retention period will be pointing to 900 seconds, but if you want to use these flashback features, then it should be having higher value, like for 1 day, 2 day, or if you want to retrieve the row count for past 1 week, then you need to have undo retention period calculated to 1 week time. So that is one important and mandatory point we need to remember. So first let us go and look into the normal flashback table option. So for that I have connected to the database, and here you can see there is a first step which says creating some dummy table. So here also I am creating one dummy table. let's say create table test and ID. Okay. So we created some table. Then we say alter table name, enable row movement, and then we are going to identify what is the current SCN of the database. So the current SCN is this one, 627081. Then we say insert into test values 1, and after insertion again you say select current SCN from $$ database. So now the SCN number has been increased by 10 or 9 numbers. Now what you can say is you can say flashback table to SCN, the older SCN number. Now if you look at this SCN number 627081, the table count is 0. So when I do flashback of this table to that particular SCN, oh okay. Yeah, this is one more point that I would like to say, that flashback is not supported for the sys user. Okay, so let us do this with some other user. Let's say Scott. So I'm executing same steps. Create table test ID with number of 2. Then say alter table name, enable row movement. Then say select current SCN from. Okay, this I cannot use in Spot user, so I am taking a separate one because Scott user will not have privileges to issue commands against $$ or DBA tables. So I am saying current SCN from $$ database, and coming to this screen I say insert into or select count of star from test. So you can see it is 0, and now I say insert into test, then values of 1. Then now I come back here and I say select. So same query I am using. Now the SCN number is 182. Now here what I say is flashback table test to SCN 627170. So when you say that, and if you say select count of star from test, it is going to show it as 0. And once again if you do this to other SCN, the latest SCN, that is 182, and if you run this select count of star, it will be okay. Sorry, I have not committed it, so that's the problem. Fine. So now why it says no inserted. Let me check that. Okay, one row got created. Insert one second. Okay, now the SCN is 1. Let me do a flashback to this particular SCN. So 170. So that means you are moving your table to a past SCN, and now you can see the table count is 0, and once again I am moving to the latest SCN. Then I say select count of star, so you can see again it came back to 1. So I mean, instead of SCN number, here you can use timestamp also. You can say flashback table name to a certain timestamp. So this is how you can find out in a past time how many rows are there in the table and all. But as I told you, one important point is your undo retention period should be set to that much value. So this is feature is not of much advantage for us. So what is advantage in flashback table is, normally if you drop a table in 9A database, then the table will be removed completely from the database. But whereas when you drop a table from 10G onwards, the table will go and reside in some location called recycle bin. Like how Windows is having the concept of recycle bin, and whenever you delete the file it will go and sit in recycle bin. So here also in 10G database, Oracle introduced a concept called recycle bin. So whenever you dropped one table, the table, instead of getting removed from the database, it will go and sit in recycle bin. And here you can see I dropped the EMP table, and after dropping, if I say show recycle bin, it is going to show me that information, like what is the original table name, and whenever any table was removed and it was placed in recycle bin, then for the same table in recycle bin there will be another name, like alias name. So it is going to display that name and what object it is. So if it is a table, it will show you as table, or if it is index, it is going to show as index. And then at what time you drop this table, even that will be recorded in recycle bin. And one important point you need to remember is recycle bin concept is only applicable for tables and indexes, not for any other object like views, synonyms, sequences, all those will not work for recycle bin. Only for tables and indexes this concept is applied. And also, just like how flashback is not supported for sys user, recycle bin is also not applicable for sys user. That means you dropped a table as a sys user, you dropped one table from sys user schema, then the table is deleted permanently. You cannot get back the table. But whereas for other schemas, the advantage is still you can recover the table because your table will be stored in recycle bin. So how we are going to recover this table is with the help of this flashback command only. We say flashback table name to before drop. So once you say flashback table name to before drop, and now you say recycle bin, you can see nothing is there. That means your table is back to the original location. So if we say select star from tab, you can see EMP table is back here. So this is how you would be using flashback table option, and this is going to give you recycle bin is going to give you much advantage. And if you want to turn off the recycle bin concept, then there is a parameter here by the name recycle bin in P file or SP file. So by default this parameter will be on, and if you turn off this parameter, that means you don't want to use recycle bin concept. and it is your database will just behave like a 9A database. So anybody is having queries in this about flashback table and recycle bit? Okay, one more point I would say is from where this recycle bin is going to take the space, because definitely if it is storing the tables means it is going to occupy some space, right? So recycle bin for every user is going to occupy the space from the table space itself. For example, EMP table is there in users table space. Now if I drop EMP table here, then where this recycle bin is going to store its data in same table space, that is users itself. So from whichever the table space you drop the table, and to that table space only the recycle bin is applicable. So that is one point. And okay, how to turn off? You need to just run this command: alter system set recycle bin equals to off. Then depends on if you are using SP file or P file, you can make use of this. Okay, so now show parameter recycle bin, you can see it is off, and drop. Now if I drop any table, for example I am dropping test table, and if you say show recycle bin, you can see nothing is there because we turned off recycle bin at database level. So it is better to make it on only always. And we have another question. Okay, how long it is going to store the, how long this table is going to store in the recycle bin? So this table is going to store in the table space, as I said just now. And if the table space doesn't come across with the free space problem, I mean to say, suppose one table is stored in recycle bin, and one user is inserting the data, and let's say free space in the table space is not there, then Oracle will remove this dropped table, or Oracle will remove the table from the recycle bin also. So whenever space pressure arises, then Oracle will clean up the recycle bin without informing anybody. Even without informing or intimating the DBA. So there is no option for us to exactly store the table permanently in recycle bin. So what Oracle says is, if you really require to store the table, then don't keep it in recycle bin. That is what Oracle says. So when you drop or when you remove something from the original place and you put it in recycle bin, that means that you no more require that. So that's the reason what Oracle will do is, if at all it requires any free space and the space pressure arises on the table space, then automatically it will delete the tables and indexes from the recycle bin. So that is how we have the things. And any more questions from anyone? Okay, so let us look into the next flashback option, that is flashback database. So now coming to flashback database, flashback database is used in order to move your database to a past time. For example, you want to move your database from the existing time to 2 days back or 3 days back or 10 days back or 1 month back, whatever it is. So basically this flashback database command is going to help you, and you have those steps mentioned here, what you need to do and all. And this flashback database and until time recovery in incomplete recovery, both are going to act as one and same. So we saw something called until time recovery in incomplete recovery section. So that one and flashback database are going to act in the same way. So that's the reason even today, this flashback database feature is not that much popular. And moreover, nobody wants the current database to go to a past time until unless seriously some issue arises. Nobody or no client would be asking you to move the database from the current time to the previous time. So these are the two reasons why this flashback database is not being used in real time very frequently. But recycle bin, if at all by mistakenly we drop the table and all, it is going to help you a lot. So let us go to the next topic, that is how to upgrade the database from 10 to 102 to 10204. And regarding this, there are some documents already in my blog. So I'm just, before starting that thing, I'm just showing you. So you have, if you go to my blog, you have something called important docs. So if you click on that important docs, and if you scroll down to last, then you would be seeing that documents. One is step-by-step document for 10.204 patch set installation, and the second one is step-by-step document for 10.204 patch set installation and upgrading the database manually. So in the first document, the database upgrade will be taken care by a tool called Database Upgrade Assistant. So just like DBCA, you have something called DBUA, which will take care of upgrade. So the first document is going to explain about that, and the second document is going to explain about instead of upgrading the database through DBUA, if we want to do it through manual way, then how we need to do it. So that will be explained in the second document. And not only that, if you click on this video tutorials, then there is a video also available. So the last one, which you can see here, applying 10.204 patch set or upgrading the database from 10.201 to 10.204. So a video with all the steps and all is also available. So either way, it is going to help you, or you can able to do that, because the steps and all are not there in the class notes. So that is the reason you can go through these videos and the documents. So let us go and look into those steps. So the first one is, the first and foremost thing that we need to understand is, when you want to upgrade the database from 10.201 to 10.204, first of all we need to download something called 10.204 patch set. Now what is mean by patch set? Just like in Windows XP, I hope everybody is having experience in using Windows XP. After you have installed Windows XP, you would be installing Service Pack 1, Service Pack 2, etc. So what are these service packs are nothing but the bug fixes. So if any bug is there in the original version, these service packs are going to help you in order to fix those bugs. So similarly, whatever the Oracle software that was released into the market will be having some bugs. So to overcome those bugs, Oracle will release something called patches and patches. So we will discuss about patches at later point of time. So first we will look into patch set. So patch set is nothing but a group of bugs, group of patches, and through which you are going to fix so many bugs. And when you apply a patch set, the version is going to change, like what I said, 10.201 to 10.202 or 10.201 to 10.205 or 10.201 to 10.204. So like this, the version or the fourth digit is going to change. So this is when you apply the patch set. And how we need to, for whom this patch set is available to download. So patch set is available for download only for the licensed users. And if at all we have a license, then we need to log into something called My Oracle Support. So let me show you that. To access My Oracle Support, you are going to use a URL called support.oracle.com. Show it here. So you are going to type support.oracle.com, and whenever you get a license from Oracle Corporation for your database, Oracle will provide you something called CSI number. So I'm just typing that in chart window. So you will be getting called CSI number, which stands for Customer Support Identifier. So it is a 8-digit unique number. It is just like a license number for us. So the very first time when you join some project or into some company, then your managers or your leads are going to provide you this CSA number. And once you have that CSA number, here you can see a link called New User Register here. So you need to click on this New User Register here option, and then it is going to ask you several details like your email ID, official email ID, and you need to define some password, and then it will ask you what is your name, your mobile number, all those kind of information, and finally it will ask you the CSI number. So once you provide all these details, then you will be getting registered successfully, and from then onwards or from the next time onwards you can click on this sign in button directly. So let me click on this sign in button. So then it will ask you for the username, which is nothing but your email ID. So it should be always an official email ID, and then the password which you will be setting during the time of registration. So once you provide that information, it will take you to a screen where some information regarding My Oracle Support is there. So more about My Oracle Support I will discuss in another class. Today I will show you how to download this 10.204 patch set or any patch set. Now here after you log into My Oracle Support, here you can see a tab called the Patches and Updates. So click on these Patches and Updates. It is going to take you to a page, and where here you need to provide the patch number or patch set number. But I don't know my patch set number, so what I need to do? If you don't know the patch set number or patch number, simply go to Google and say 10204 patch set number. So when you type this in Google, in any one of the links, you will be getting that number. So for example, in the first link itself, you got that number. So this 6810189 is the number for patch set. And after you copy that number, come back to patches and updates and paste it here. And in platform, select what operating system or for which operating system you want to download. In my case, it is Linux 32-bit, so I will be selecting this one. And then click on this search option. And now you can have this available. So just click on that. You will be getting a download option here. So you need to just click on download and your download will start. And along with your download, you have something called a readme document. So once you click on this readme document, it is going to open a document in another tab. And this document basically contains the steps on how to do this patch set installation. So even if you don't watch the videos in my blog or go through the articles, still this document is going to help you a lot, or this document is going to have clear-cut steps on how you need to do the installation process. And not only installation, even it contains the deinstallation process also. So both installation and deinstallation are available. So like this, you would be downloading the patch, and once you download the patch, how you would be copying to the server is through WinSCP. So now let me go back here. So I have already downloaded that patch and it is there in my D drive. D drive, there is a folder by name soft, and under this is the folder, this is the zip file I have. So what I need to do that is I need to copy that to my server. So before copying to the server, we need to do some prerequisite steps. So the first one being taking the backup of the database. So for that you need to connect to Arman and say backup database plus archive log. And suppose if you have a recovery catalog also, then you need to write down that recovery catalog connecting string also here. So the first thing is you need to have full database. Okay, here it says database is in no archive log mode, so that's the reason it is not getting successful. So what we need to do, I will just enable archive log mode. Just bear me with a moment. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, just let me know. So after enabling, I am confirming with archive log list. Yes, it is enabled. So now I can take Harman backup. So let this Harman backup complete, and just give me 2 minutes. I will be back. Okay, so the backup got completed. So after completing the database backup, in applying this facet, what we require is we need to take the backup of Oracle Home also. For that, we don't have any specific commands. What we are going to do is we are going to execute this command tar-cvf, take some mount point and some file name. For example, Oracle Home 10.201 backup.tar, then your Oracle home location. So Oracle home location, you can get it from echo $oracle_home. So here what we are going to do is basically Oracle home contains multiple directories and files, and all these directories and files you are bringing together or you are zipping together into this particular tar file. And the tar, as you already know, that it is a component, or it is a utility which is used to compress the files in Linux. So I am just using this command in order to take the backup of this Oracle home. So I am not running it just to save the time, but this is the command that you are going to use. So tar-cpf, then U03 Oracle home 10.201 backup.tar and your Oracle. And not only that, you need to take the backup of your inventory also. So to know what is your inventory location, you need to type this line orainst.loc. So cat orainst.loc will give you the inventory location. Again, similarly, you are going to say U03 inventory backup.tar and your inventory location. So along with your database backup, you need to take both Oracle home backup as well as inventory backup also. I'm just skipping those things to save the time. And then you need to shut down your Oracle database, listener, enterprise manager, everything. So whatever it is running regarding Oracle services, you need to shut down everything. So first I am shutting down database, then I will shut down listener and other one. So database is down. Now I am checking whether listener is running. Yes, listener is running. So I am going to stop the listener. Then we need to check for enterprise manager, and for that the command is ps-ef grep ema. So no enterprise manager running, so that's why no output is there. So that means everything is ready. So now we need to copy the software whichever we downloaded using WinSCP. So let me copy that here. So copy to any location of your wish. For example, I am copying to, okay, the file is already there. So if you look at here, cdu03, so the file is already there here. So assume I have copied, it already how to copy to WinSCP, so fine. So now what you need to do is, because that is in zip format, you need to unzip that file using unzip command. So the moment unzip got complete, you will be observing that a directory by the name disk1 will be created, and if you go to the directory you will be seeing a file by the name run installer, just like the run installer file that we use during installation. You will be seeing one run installer file here, so you need to invoke this run installer. But it already putty doesn't allow you to invoke run installer or the graphical interface. So I am just invoking VNC server, and I need to make use of port number 3. So now go to the location where the software got unzipped. So and invoke your run installer. So click on next, and here you need to select the correct Oracle home for which you want to do the upgrade. So in my case, my Oracle home path is U01 Aura10G only, so it is showing correct home only. If at all it is not showing correct home, you need to edit that. So then click on next. It will do some pre-checks, so everything is passed. So proceeding with the next screen. So here it is going to ask you something called configuration manager registration. So basically this configuration manager is going to upload the database information to MyOracle support. So directly from this server the information will be uploaded to MyOracle support. But due to some practical complications, even in real time also we won't do it. So we don't really require to concentrate on that, and this is the final screen. And the moment you say install, what Oracle will do is it will remove all the 10201 files and freshly it will install 10204 files. So that is where you can see the first step is deinstall. So deinstall is successful. Now it is proceeding with the 10204 installation. So meanwhile this is going to get complete. If you people are having any queries, just let me know. Yes, during this, because we are shutting down the database, definitely there will be a impact on the business, but we don't have any other option apart from this. I mean, we can't do this when the database is up and running. Uh, this will not be done very frequently. For example, it all depends on whether you got the bug or not. For example, your database is running with the 10.201 version and never you got any bug, then never you will do this activity. But for suppose in 10.201 you got some bug and Oracle says that this is fixed only in 10.204 version, then you need to go ahead with this. So it all depends on whether you got that particular bug or not. That's it. And every database, every time we will not get that. Yes, funny. Definitely. The same process we are going to follow for any patch set installation, like from 10.201 to 10.204 or 10.201 to 10.205, so whatever be it is. But coming to 11G patch set installation, there is small difference that I will show you anyways. So at the end of the installation, it is going to ask you to execute root.sh as a root user. So I am switching to root user. And executing that script. So once it is done, say OK here and exit from here. So with this, what you have done is only the home upgradation, means whatever Oracle binaries are there, you just upgraded them from 10.201 to 10.204 version. But still your database version is 10.201 only. So you need to upgrade the database now. And as I said, for that we have two methods. One is either using a tool called Database Upgrade Assistant or going with a manual procedure. So what I will do is from 10.201 to 10.204, now I will show you DBUA, and when doing from 11.201 to 11.203, I will show you manual way. Of course, if you want to practice, both the docs are available in my blog. So I'm just initiating DBUA. So just like how you type DBCA and enter button, here also you need to type DBUA and enter button. So it is going to invoke Database Upgrade Assistant, and this is your first screen. So what is my recommendation is whenever you are doing this for the very first time, please read this entire content. Whatever it is written in the screen, please go through that, then you will understand more about DBUA and all. So second screen, you need to select which database you want to upgrade. So in this screen it is going to ask you whether you want to move the data files to some other location, but we don't do that generally, so let's proceed. And there is something called invalid object, and we have the concept of recompiling invalid object. So I will discuss once we start with this. So we need to check this button. And one recommendation what Oracle says is, during this upgrade, if you turn off the archive log mode, then your upgrade is going to complete faster, because Oracle, when you turn off archiving, Oracle don't generate redo entries or archive logs, so that is going to give you some advantage or speedness. So better to check this, but in real time we generally don't do that, but in your practice you can do that. So do remember, in real time never you should check this option, but because this is just a practice database, I am selecting that. And now in this screen it will ask you whether you have already taken the backup or whether you want DBA to take the backup. We have taken the backup already in the first step, so that's the reason I am not taking the backup once again. Proceeding to the next screen where flash recovery area is there, fine. And this is the final screen where it is going to show you the information. And once you click on finish button, it will do pre-upgrade, upgrade and post-upgrade. So upgrade actually has been divided into three phases: pre-upgrade, upgrade and post-upgrade. So it is going to process all the three. And normally the entire upgrade process is going to take nearly about 30 to 40 minutes. So depends on the RAM size and all. Normally it will take 40 minutes. So sometimes it could be more than that. So this is how we are going to do that, and at the end of the screen you are going to get OK message. So once you click on OK message, then it means that your upgrade got completed, because now we cannot wait for 40 minutes to complete. So I'm just giving you that one. And coming to invalid objects, so let us talk something about invalid objects. So invalid object means, so let me show you something here. I can't make use of this server. Let me take another server. So I have a table by the name test, and for example on this I created a view by the name v1, and I said select EMP number, comma ename, then manager, salary and commission from test. For example, I created a view. Okay, permissions are not there. Okay, let me out. So now the view got created. So first, suppose if you say describe v1, then you can see these columns. Now the status of this particular view will be valid. Now what I do is alter table test, drop column, commission. Alter table name, drop column, commission. So I dropped one column out of this, but still your view is going to point out to that particular. Okay, so still this view will contain this commission column. So after after you drop a particular column, and if you try to describe v1, you can see it is saying it is an invalid object for describe. So that means whenever any object has been created based on underlying table, and if you do some changes to the underlying tables, then the corresponding objects like views, sequences, procedures, functions and all will become invalid. So what you are going to do is you are going to do the compilation of this view. For example, the command will be like this: alter view, view name, recompile. Okay. Okay. So syntax could be anything. So basically, the screen what we saw in DBUA is about that one only. So in one of the screens, it showed you that it is going to recompile the invalid objects. So if at all your database contains any invalid objects like this, then Oracle will take care of this recompiling. Or otherwise, if Oracle is not doing that, then we need to do it manually. So instead of doing it manually, it is better to leave the chance to Oracle itself. So that is about invalid objects. So anybody is having any queries? Hmm. Invoking, sorry, you mean to say invoking DBCA through VNC server, because to configure Enterprise Manager, we use DBCA. Okay. So to make user of VNC server command. Okay. So see here. So what you need to do is you need to say /usr/bin /vnc server. You need to type this command on the server on input session. So once you do this, then it is going to give you an output like your host name colon followed by a port number. So now after you get this information, what you need to do is you need to just minimize this, and you need to have this VNC viewer. If not, you need to download it from vnc.com. And here you need to, instead of that host name, here in the putty session, maybe it has given you the host name, but instead of host name, it is better to use IP address here. And after giving that IP address, you need to use the same port number. For example, here 4 is there. So here also you need to give 4. And then say OK. And the very first time when you run this command, it will ask you for a password 2 times to configure new password. So you need to enter that. If you say OK, it will ask you for that password. So you need to enter that password and then click on this OK. Then you will get this screen. So that is how you are going to invoke the VNC viewer. So any more questions from anyone? Okay, so then let us meet tomorrow, and tomorrow we will see Enterprise Manager, and then how to upgrade the database from 10.204 to 11G version. So we will see those things. So thank you everyone for joining the call, and have a nice time till then.